And elsewhere in Annapolis, advocates for the developmentally disabled are calling cuts to their resources inhumane and harmful. And they met with legislators today to voice that.
The question is, what happens to me and what happens to the others?
$200 million in cuts to the agency that provides resources for people with developmental disabilities. That's what Governor Wes Moore's budget plan proposes.
We knew that the state was having a difficult budget forecast, obviously, and we were concerned going in, but we were, I think it's safe to say, shocked to see the size of these cuts for people with developmental disabilities.
The cuts to state services that more than 20,000 Marylanders rely on were presented as a way to make the program more sustainable, but the consequences will have far-ranging effects.
They're going to impact countless people across the state. We know that for people in certain counties like Montgomery and Prince George's, Charles, Calvert, and Frederick, they are going to see a much bigger cut in their funding. But across the board, people in residential services are going to likely face cuts as well.
The advocacy group People on the Go Maryland is an organization ran for and by those with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Its executive director, Matt Rice, says the cuts would directly impact their access to the services that enable their work.
Somebody like myself who relies on direct support professionals to be able to come and do the work of POG in Annapolis, I may not be able to reliably count on being able to pay them.
Today, the Developmental Disabilities Administration presented its fiscal outlook to the Senate Budget and Taxation Committee, hoping they can be better prioritized as the state budget is reviewed.
We really think that what they're referring to as cost containment, which cuts funding for operating services, it is absolutely going to be devastating, and we know that the state's budget challenges are huge, but to balance it on the backs of people with developmental disabilities is just unacceptable.
And no budget cuts have been finalized yet, and they likely won't be until the end of the session in April.